Touch the probe button. I actually need to touch the probe button. Okay. Oh, these counts as yokais as well. What about this one? Wall monster? That's not a wall, that's a piece of toast. Those are part of it? Cup monster. Raccoon dog. Or, you know, they're called tanukis. Cat monster on a wheel of fire. Alright. Point at the cat monster, yeah. Just follow the instruction. Got it, I'm smart. Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a wheel of fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. Steal it? Steal it for what? I bet it came to steal the alderman's. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. You know, I think if you actually say something like that to certain conditions, believe it or not, like, viewers, I talk about my work sometimes, and I can, you know, in my line of work, I do have a lot of clients in very, very, different professions, and some of those that I for my services for are people that usually are not from are foreigners that are in here for work, you know, and they need some sort of a like an advice, or even having someone to do the leg work for some legal stuff that they really have a little knowledge of, and I can actually cover that for them. And some of those, usually some of those that actually can afford these services are people, you know, with high-end jobs, and doctors, engineers, sometimes even chief operation officers, and even chief executive officers. Usually, I don't get a lot of chief executives and officers if they're foreigners, because usually they have that cover for from where they work. But for you know, for doctors, engineers, and sometimes they actually don't have a lot of connections there, and I sometimes offer my services to them. One of my clients is a psychiatrist, viewers, a really good one too, and you know, usually I get the opportunity, you know, to do my work and whatnot. And you know, in my line of work, you have to talk and chat, and I really do have a lot of things to talk about, especially in this subject of psychiatry. And in the line of things that are happened, and I'm gonna talk here a little bit brief, not gonna go there, where some statement based on psychiatry can get you actually canceled from things. I'm talking about like gender identity, or even homosexuality in these parts. Some psychiatrists are actually afraid of saying what they are, you know, or they're basing everything that they say on the things that they learned. Of course, sometimes that conflicts with the interest of the where they live exactly. Like in Western countries, for example, it's if someone says that you know. Sexual diversions or something like that, that would be considered like a case that should be looked on. That is actually something that is frowned upon, and people might actually cancel you. You won't be able to get get a job, or someone that actually gets you. And this particular client told me that he's definitely he goes into these international meetings for psychiatry and whatnot, and professionals in mental and the better mental institutions around the world, where people there gather in some way or another in a country or in some country, and they discuss the issues that they're facing. And one of them, especially in a few of them, not one of them, a few of them in the Western countries, pretty much stated that we actually don't have the freedom to say that a particular. I'm not gonna say the particular, but I think you guys have an idea here. Of course, I'm saying that not to get people angry or anything, but this is something that is actually interesting. This is something that she said, and of course, especially in the gender identity thing, like it is categorized as some sort of a hallucination, might actually tie to drugs, usage of drugs, or maybe even like a way of upbringing a child, convincing him that this is actually a thing, even though it's not, especially if they had like an extreme case of trauma or something like that. And he told me that there are a few medical practitioners there. They're afraid of saying or a few things that might actually get them canceled from their career. Not actually that they're gonna lose their license, but they're gonna get condemned by everyone around them if they actually even suggest something like that, even though they're following what they studied, following what they know is the cause for all of these, what they think. And that is an interesting issue. I think it's an issue that it should be fixed, I think. Especially in a world where, where we live in, where people convince themselves that we should discuss, think, and argue, think, and fix problem on basis of logic. And it is sad to say, and this is his words, it is sad to say that, and I, told him about that issue, like certain issues, blah, blah, blah. I did talk to him about gender identity and homosexuality and what, and a lot of subjects. It's not, these are not the two, a lot of subjects, and told him that sometimes you're not allowed to say these in these countries. And he said that, and this is where he mentioned that this is something that people are afraid of. You're not gonna use the facts that you learned, the logic that you learned, the theories that you build upon and tried on, especially in a profession, like in psychology and the study of the human behavior and the human mind and the brain altogether. This is something that is definitely one of the most complicated professions, even, is psychiatry. And we live in a world that we think that we actually figured things out. We already figured things out, and that is the wrong statement. We don't know how the hell the human body ticks. There are a few issues. Not a few issues. They're not particular issues. There are a few things that the modern medicine still haven't figured out. Like, I think this is something that I talked about before. The subject of actually how sleeping actually works. What happens when you sleep? A lot of professionals and of course, medical professionals don't actually know what happens there. They know that there's some sort of an enzyme. I don't know if it's an enzyme. the brain triggers something that that helps your body like release an enzyme, something that the thing that actually makes you fall asleep. But the whole mechanism, the whole thing, how the thing works exactly, they still haven't figured that out, and all of that, especially what happens to the brain at that, like they actually like the state of someone being awake and the state of that person being asleep, it is still, they still don't know how things how this actually works. And this is something that's really important. We think that we figured things out, but we're far from that. I think we are still far from that. Yeah, we still can't cure it. Everything. Once we actually be able to cure everything, maybe this is where we start to suggest, well, maybe we actually figured everything out and how the human body works. And yeah, I'm relating all of that, all of the especially mental and psychological issues, right back at how the brain works, and not only probably the brain, how the brain affects the human body altogether. And this is something, of course, this is a really good conversation. Like this particular person is my client for a long time, and like I'm actually really happy to have met him. I still, even though I'm not like, I don't have a lot of communication with him, especially in terms of offering my services or whatnot. He's now like pretty covered up in that term, but I go to him and visit him time to time, and talk to him about these interesting subjects. And yeah, psychiatry is an interesting subject, and the way how they approach these problems are definitely much better. It's like some sort of a process of elimination. It's hard to pinpoint these kind of issues. It's extremely hard. So, and all of that, this particular statement, where am I going with all of that, viewers? I'm going with the statement of something like that. I remember, I don't know, I don't remember what the exact statement is that that particular client told me, but it was similar to this one, where got a lot of people canceled, where a particular mental issues that they actually, it was agreed upon, in books and schools and and psychology schools and all of that, that these are issues that have been discovered, treated even. It was some sort of a hallucination, and these people actually got canceled. They can't do their profession anymore. They cannot get their patient anymore, because of the fact that that people think that if you say something like that, you are some sort of a transphobic slash slash homophobic slash whatever is phobic, that that particular diagnostics actually suggest that it is. And the word hallucination is definitely something that actually reminded me of that, of what that doctor said to me, which is extremely interesting. Yeah, we live in a world that is, I don't think it follows logic and all that. This is something that's interesting that I just want to say. I don't have any statement to say about that subject matter, but something that was interesting that Athena said here, which is especially in terms of psychology or whatnot. Yeah, I guess that was interesting. That was interesting indeed. Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. Well, you're gonna get canceled, Athena. Is that why people don't like this game? Is this why the people, a lot of people don't like this game? There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. I mean, we don't have the picture. The full picture. I think we've seen some sort of a... I think we've seen all of the monsters. But that's about it. Are they gonna give us the pictures of the place or whatnot? There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. 420 Kush. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a wheel of fire. I mean, we've seen the whatchamacallit, the monster statues in that room, but are we gonna get back there? Or are we gonna have some sort of a technology that's, you know, gonna give us the 3D, whatchamacallit? 3D, like a 3D, a render of that particular room? I think I know the answer now. Do we? Jinxie. Jinxie. That wasn't Akasha you saw. What was it? Are we gonna point at that particular monster? Could you have possibly mistaken this for Akasha? I think it's gonna be this one over here. That's Akasha. On a wheel of fire, so that's a wheel of fire. This is what you mistook for Akasha. What? That thing? No, it is! It is something on a wheel of fire. I don't think these are the statues. I'd never mistaken that for Akasha. Really? You have to consider what Akasha looks like, Apollo. I saw wheels of fire and there's something on it, okay? I know that there was a fox with its tail lit up, but that's not Akasha. That's not a cat, that's a fox. Cats are trash. Foxes might be trash too. But at least foxes don't live near you. They live in the woods. And they're actually useful for the environment, unlike cats. Looking cats. Think brightly blazing wheel near the ceiling. Huh? Are we talking about the chandelier? Well, I guess I'm not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. Okay, let's give this another try. Yeah, the game pretty much gave me the answer, by the way. Where's the cat, though? And this is a wheel, this is a wheel, and this is fire. Stupid game. No, this is not the present button. Take that. The light fixture? Light fixture? Just call it a chandelier, you pathetic man. Oh, it's Jinxie, you pathetic little girl. The light fixture. This one right here. It was a flame design and is up there on the ceiling. Where's the cat? There was never a yokai on a wheel of fire. The Kasha you saw was just a light fixture. Isn't that called leading? Leading the witness? You cannot do that. You're not allowed to lead the witness to a particular... to make them actually say whatever you want to say. That's called leading. Or the prosecution should object, at the very least. Eek! Oh, it got removed. Okay. Well, I guess that's that. That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now that you've got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest. I like the Apollo theme, I gotta be honest. Makes me want to go back and play Apollo Justice again. Well, all of the Ace Attorney games. Maybe in the future, viewers. This is something I think I said before. Maybe in the future. Yeah, we might actually go back to the rest of the Ace Attorney games. I think I remember saying something like that. Yeah, I remember saying that we're not gonna do that unless we probably finish this game and the game after that. So yeah, it's gonna take us ages. Yeah, come back to me on that maybe in 2 years, viewers. In 2 years. Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster? White wall? That's Nurikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray. It's not yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. Oh, he's just gotta do the work to me? Eek! Their Raccoon Dog isn't a Tanuki monster. Just a statue of one. Eek! We're just gonna slap her senseless like that? Or stab her, I think? And these are just coffee cups. And this right there, or this right here, it's nothing more than a fox statue. Eek! What? We broke the plate! Oh, she got a new one? It says 50%. You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. I really didn't do anything. Okay. Was all just my eyes playing tricks on me? There weren't any yokai after all. I don't think the problem is with your eyes, it's with your brain. See? A clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. Womanly intuition? Huh. And just like we thought, there never really were any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Viewers, this is called leading the witness, which this is not allowed in a courtroom. You cannot force the witness to say whatever you want to say. You should be objecting, of course. The responsibility here to object is on the prosecution. Right. There never really were any yokai there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of the original assertion. I mean, we know that there was no yokai. She is still not gonna say that there is a Tenmataru there that she actually saw. Because she doesn't want to die. Wait, Jinxie? What about Tenmataru? Yeah, she's not gonna say that. There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tenmataru, or any other yokai either. God damn it, Jinxie! I remember it clearly now. Really? Oh. You've gotta be joking! Order in the court. I think we just dug our own grave. No, I think she's still lying. Allow me to punish you on N. It's the least I could do. You mean finish the mercy killing him? Like, you know, Japanese samurai style? Die with honor? Oh no. Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking some noise. Yeah, she is lying. It's an unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update. Okay. This is gonna be the new updated emotions, huh? Now we can actually see the complexions here. It's consistent in all the dialogues. Info update. They're in the Fox chamber, I saw. The alderman dead on a table, and Pablo collapsed in a chair. She really didn't say that. This is a new information here. Oh, this wasn't here before. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tenmataru. And that includes Tenmataru? This is not how the scene looked before. What is this? Is this a bag? This is a conflicted emotion. The surprise or shock. It seems like an unnatural reaction. Why are you smiling? Really? Because I don't see it that way. What do you mean you don't see it that way? It is she is surprised. So it isn't unexpected giving her testimony? Hello? Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me. What do you mean? That's the conflicted emotion. Yes, there's someone at home, and that someone is going to try that again. What? That was wrong? The distress? She's not smiling or is frustrated, so... Was so scared when I entered the room. Yeah, there it is. Maybe I just need to pick the statement. My legs gave out. I fell on the floor. So I'm gonna assume it's gonna be the second one here. So yeah, I need to pick the that's the same thing. She's... What's the unexpected emotion? It's definitely not this. Maybe I just need to pick the dialogue? Dead on a table? Nobody else was there? And that include Tenmataru? Is it gonna be this here? Did I do this? I think I did this before. So the way that we did it last time, we had to pick a statement that conflicts her reaction. Oh, the bigger pulsing. Like here she's scared, but not as surprised. Here she's surprised and scared, but she here is not as scared. So this one is definitely conflicted. She's not actually that shocked or that scared. Okay. Yeah, the amount of fear you felt is rather low, despite your legs having given out from fright. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that was actually a thing. Like there were degrees to how angry or delighted someone can be. I thought they're gonna be they're either delighted or not. But I guess that's a thing, huh? Interesting. Could something have lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment. You did? Where did it come from? We're not gonna talk about the Tanuki being not placed where he is. Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. Huh? Isn't your mother dead? I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, I'll enter a sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Ah, look! Huh? Okay. She's determined, I guess. Apollo, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now. Was all of that planned? Bye-bye. A sudden burst of courage. Now, where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? It was the charm. Yes. There was, but, I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later. What's that? What did you do? Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like, like it at the scene of the crime. Was it the charm? I think it was the charm that was on the ground, the pink charm. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage have anything to do with this? Well, she definitely did say that she remembered her mother, and I think there's the only thing that links her to her mother is the Nine-Tails flower. I mean, I could have picked a different answer to see, the reaction, but I guess we're gonna go with the correct answer. Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a Nine-Tails flower there at that scene, did you? Like, the demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. Why are you hiding things from me? I found a small case with a picture of a Nine-Tails flower on it. Case? That's not a case. What's that? This is not a case. Is this like some sort of a coin? Or a carving on a... I don't know. What do you call this? Do you still call this a plate? I liked it so much. I liked it so much I kept it. Yeah, that's evidence. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene? That's right, young lady. Moving evidence is a big no-no. She's gonna go to jail. She's gonna go to jail with Simon. Now the witness will produce said evidence this instant. Sorry. How can you accept it? I don't think you can accept the evidence here. Because it might be forged. Isn't that the idea of the goddamn previous game? was the main idea of the previous game, pretty much. Like the main topic of the previous game. It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh. Oh, look, something slid out. Is that the key for the Forbidden Chamber? It appears to be a key. Might I have a look, your boldness? He picked the key. Ah. This is none other than the master key to Cubi Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackwell? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder. Keys have serial numbers? I don't think so. Keys don't have serial numbers. And what the hell with that goddamn chicken carrying the paper like this? It's actually kind of cool. Master key that was missing. Why don't I like the sound of that? Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence. That's a little melodramatic, don't you think? Huh. Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. But that was after the fact, though. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. I don't think she's the one that killed Rex, if that's what you're implying. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. Oh, she has the key, she has the other key other than the master key, okay. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl. And your point is? Until Jinxie Tenma opened the Fox Chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. Locked from the inside? And there was no one else in there, save the victim and his killer. Uh-oh. I mean, didn't we establish that there is a third person, regardless of if there was Yeah, we already established that there was a third person. And come on, we've seen the Tanuki. Well, he didn't see the Tanuki. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tenma himself would be utterly inconceivable. No! No, it's not. No, it's not. Objection! What? How could this happen? Is that the objection? Was that the objection? The defense assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations. Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Tinma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do. We already established and... This game is dumb. This sucks. Sykes Dono, allow me to put you out of your misery. She's gonna get the stitches? Can I decline your offer? Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing. Clear head. As in, you know, clearing the head from the body. Separating the head from the body. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept. Great, now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap. Now I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed. Well, if he's focusing on her, that means that she might actually have the solution to all of this. And she kind of did. She showed us the room again with the tanuki not placed where it was. Alright, I'll be back. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Angrily? Angrily? Yeah, I'll be back in 10. Oh, actually, I just noticed. If someone shouts the objection, it's actually gonna be in the log like this. Okay, that's pretty neat. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo? Mr. Justice? I heard the word objection, but what is it? What is it you object to? Yep. Everyone is objecting to nothing. Huh? Oh, right. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Like I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena. The court is waiting, Mr. Justice. Though, as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Damn. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case? Well, actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Okay. Apollo, you do have something more than your cord of steel, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. I've got absolutely nothing, but that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't. Apollo! This calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. I mean, we already know. Come on, it's for the Tanuki. It's all about the Tanuki. It's all about the goddamn Tanuki. But how the hell can we present that? Probably gonna have to be given a choice here. Don't gaze upon Tenmataru. Don't tell others if you see him. Ignore. Well, if they're talking about thinking outside the box, I think we're gonna have to convince that. You know, we have to convince the judge that Jinxie denying that she saw Tenmataru, meaning that she actually believes that she actually saw him. But she doesn't want to say that because she is afraid to die. Because technically, Phineas did not really like he really didn't state that he did saw Tenmataru. He did say that it was it's a superstition that if you mention him, if you see him and then mention that you actually saw him, you're gonna die. So yeah. Yeah, and he actually didn't mention that. So this is something that we might actually use. Or in this case, inside the box. And what a doozy that locked room is too. Well, Mr. Justice?